Welcome to the Ave Podcast with Cal C on South Shore Radio.
Welcome to the Ave Podcast, the NBA playoff wrap-up edition of the podcast, where I'm joined by two basketball minds right now. I'm actually going to do a full intro this time, especially because one of these guests haven't been here in a while. I'm joined. What's that?
It's been like 10 years.
Stop it. I'm joined by the I want to get this right, the COO/El Jefe of Team Lightskin. He's also the founder of Red Rush Ontario's AAU basketball program and a Maine Blackest Bear for life. Please welcome Randall Walton to the show. How you doing today?
Excited to be back on in the presence of two legends. So ready to rock.
Okay.
And next up, I have the coach of UPlay, AAU basketball program, coach of Oakville Collegiate, formerly a rival of Eastern Commerce, and a St. Mary's alumnus, and also, more importantly, my coach and / antagonist at Rye High University. Please welcome Mr. O'Neil Kamaka. How you doing today? And let me add, we're going to get to this at the end of the show. A member, I just don't know how yet, of the Giants of Africa, which is wearing on the shirt right there. Please welcome O'Neil Kamaka. How you doing today?
I'm good, buddy. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Always. Look, man, before we even begin, I don't usually do this, or I don't do it often, but this year I'm definitely trying to go full bore at the finals. So I'm already welcoming you guys back for post-game NBA Finals episodes, not right after the game, the day after the game. Because I ain't staying up till 12 o'clock doing no pods. So
got a day job. If it's on a school night, I'm good. If it's on a school night,
good. All right. It's all good, man. It's all good. Like I said, it'll be the day after the games, and then I'll put it out the day after that. So, yeah, man. So, I know the playoffs I wouldn't say it's coming to a close, but we're approaching final status right now. We got the New York Knicks already in there, and they've been going on a hell of a run right now. With that said, though, the Spurs and the Thunder are also going death blow for death blow, body blow for body blow, jab for jab on the Western Conference final side. But before we get to them, let's get to the Knicks, man. I'll start with you, O'Neil, because you said you've been here for you haven't been here in 11 years. What are your thoughts on the Knicks playoff run?
I think it's about time. It's about time. Cat is surprising me. Karl Anthony Towns is surprising me. Bridges, Hart, and Brunson, they're winners. They won at Villanova twice.
So just speak a little louder. Just can't hear you.
So I was saying, Mikal Bridges, Brunson, and Hart, they're winners, right? They won at Villanova. So, and they've been in the playoff before, and they've been there last year. I expected those guys to step it up. They showed last year that they'll play, that they're not afraid of the playoffs in the big moments. Cat, I wasn't sure about, but everything seems to be coming together. And I think Mike Brown's doing a great job. My guy, I think I'm going to give Stephen A. Smith credit for putting them on blast. And then they bounced back when what series was it? Was it the Atlanta series where they were struggling and they're just playing like doo-doo? And then, they picked it up after that, and they've been rolling. And so, I'm happy, man. Basketball's good when the New York Knicks is playing. And I remember when they used to go up against, my Bulls and Mr. Jordan. So it's good. It's good to see it. It's good to see the vibe and how crazy ticket price. My boy showed me, my colleague showed me the price of a playoff game was like $50,000, $100,000 court size, bananas. But I wish I could be part of that. I wish I could be there to watch, living in New York to check that out. But yeah, man, I'm happy for the Knicks. It's good. It's good.
They said game 3 is to get in. So that when they say get in, it's like just for standby upper deck seats is $3,700.
Yeah.
To get in.
In this economy. In Trump's economy. Inflation. It's bananas.
Yo, it's insane. Basically, you got to take out a loan just to go watch that game in the bleachers.
Yep.
It's insane. What about you? What about you, man? Before you answer, because the Canadians are down 3-0, I can't wear the Canadians hat. I'll wear this one for now. Just a solidarity of Montreal for the time being. It hurts, Randall. It hurts. It hurts.
I'm not talking about the Habs tonight.
Nah. Shout out to Joel though. He made the Stanley Cup, so we're proud of him there. But yes, go on, Randall.
Well, the first thing I'm going to say is New York basketball. Yo, my favorite player growing up, and I got to meet him.
Oh, nice.
John Starks. Yeah, he actually gave me his line of shit cigars, but you know what? I had to.
Wasn't expecting that.
I had to infuse them with bourbon. They were so shit. But anyway,
wow.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But listen, I'll say this: receipts. See, I've always been a believer of this team. Receipts on this pod. Receipts, see, right? From the jump, man, I told you that this team was seasoned, and you guys laughed. I said they have a balanced roster. You guys said, meh. I said that they'd make the Eastern Conference Finals. People said probably, but they're not going to win, right? And I said this to you. I said it to you twice. Nobody was scared of Detroit. The Pistons had a great regular season. Whoop-de-doo. Young team. Yes, they have runway. The Cavs, none of us were scared of the Cavs. Let's be honest about that.
No.
Right? Celtics, you know, they got some pedigree, right? I think they still need a legitimate center. I think injuries down the stretch didn't push them as far as they could have went. With all the, you know, they had some limitations with their roster, but the Knicks stayed the course. You know? And even that in-season tournament, that win, people laughed it off. Everyone's like, that's the last time they're ever going to go anywhere. I mean, it shows something. They did well, right? And that, like, and you said it, O'Neil, that continuity, you know, Mike Brown coming in, it's kind of a la, you know, Golden State with Kerr, right? When he took over the squad, you know, everybody the squad was always rolling with Tibbs, right? But, you know, Brown just kind of built on it, tweaked it, and he got them playing some good brand of basketball, right? And he got people slotted in roles, you know, and they're playing it well, right? I think they're rolling at the right time. And, you know, I think Cat was a big problem. Everyone rags on him, but, you know, he's bought into playing the big man, and he has unique skill sets, even though he's kind of goofy. He has a unique skill set that fits this roster. And it's allowed Bronson to kind of take the helm and lead that squad. You know, and sweeping the Cavs, no one's shocked, right? But they went through the playoffs with you know, pedigree and an impressive run, right? They're going to run into a buzzsaw with the two teams that are still left on the plate, with the OKC and the Spurs. We'll talk about after. But all in all, I think they're going to give both those teams a run their money. And then we saw them in that midseason play in that tournament. You know, they took care of business with the Spurs. So don't sleep on the Knicks. Everyone now they're in there, and the hardest thing is to play in the Madison Square Garden in the playoffs. With that energy.
I'm going to touch on a couple of things. Number one, when Cat drives to the basket, that has to be some of the hardest 3 seconds that you ever watch. It's just awkward. It works. He scores, but it does not look pretty going there. My God, it feels like he's going to break apart by the time he gets to the rim.
Yeah, it falls around all the time. Yeah.
Yes, it's wild. And secondly, you mentioned the in-season tournament championship. This is the first team that's actually parlayed that into even a conference finals. You do realize that, right?
Yeah, but all I'm saying is that team this whole season has been consistent, and that win is not accidental. It's not like, you know, when last year when the Bucks won, and no one was thinking the Bucks was a legit contender, right? But they had a good kind of run in that midseason, and they won it. This team won it. Like all the teams that were supposed to be at the helm were at the helm, and they won it.
And I'll say this too as well, because I'm not disagreeing with you in a sense of what they did in this playoffs, especially because this has to be one of the most unexpected runs I think I've seen. I don't want to say in all my years watching basketball, but it's probably one of the most improbable, because you gotta figure the way they played, and they played good. They're a solid team. They've been good for a while, right? And I wasn't a big believer in Mike Brown, which I'll get to in a moment. But when they went down 2-1 to the Hawks, like people have to remember this. A few things. People got to remember this. Number one, when they went down 2-1 to the Hawks, I mean, going into the series, there was analysts who thought that the Hawks had a chance to win that series or even beat. I mean, there's people who thought they were going to win that series outright over the Knicks. And when they went down 2-1, it was kind of like, here we go again. I know some Knicks fans that was straight up like, yo, this is why we need to get rid of Cat. This is why we need XYZ out of here. Yep. This is why.
Yep.
And to see what they've done on the fly. And like I said, I'll give my props to coach Mike Brown, because honestly, I wasn't, I love my black coaches. I try to support them like Dave Chappelle supports black actors. But at the same time, I'm like, he was one of the coaches where I'm like kind of iffy on, because he's always had these teams, they'd be good, and then when it's like the bright lights would come, his coaching style just wouldn't work for some reason. It just always kind of happened, from the LeBron James teams all the way down. And I don't know if it was someone on his staff. I don't know if it was him. But whoever decided to change up the offense on the fly and have Cat be the kind of like the point forward, or like the de facto guard, and somebody kind of like when Gasol was here with the Raptors when they won, and he had a second point of attack that you could run the offense to. Once they did that, they haven't lost. And to me, what's really been impressive is their elimination games. They have completely wiped out the other team. Like they had, I don't remember what the final score is with Atlanta when they took it to 6 games, but at one point they're out 50 in the second quarter. They did the same thing to Philadelphia, and they did the same thing to Cleveland. Like those closeout games, I mean, you can't even say they've been lights out. I don't know what it's been. It's like Thanos against like Ant-Man. Like that's what it's been like every time it's a closeout series. It's one of the most impressive things I've seen. And honestly, I don't know what's more impressive, because I saw the stat today. The fact that they've gone 11-2 this postseason, or the fact that the 2 losses that they had, both losses only by a point. Like this has been as dominant of a playoff run, especially from an Eastern Conference team, that I've seen in a long time. So they basically combined, the 2 points. Sorry, the 2 games that they lost combined is 2 points. That's great. That is insane. Like I did not see this from this team. And especially just like Cat being a passer, and I mean, I'm looking at OG stats. OG's averaging like 20. I think he averaged 20 in the series. Mikal Bridges is averaging 18. Josh Hart he's being like the de facto consummate role player. Jalen Brunson is picking his spots to just go full Kobe at times, like the good Kobe. Honestly, it's as impressive as a run I've seen, man. I can't. What can you say, man? Like it's well deserved, and people can knock it as in terms of like, okay, well, they played a 6 seed, they played a 7 seed, they played they played the teams, and it's not like they've played the teams in front of them and they kind of struggled and then they won. They've wiped everybody out. So we can't even use those like the lower ranking seeds as a crutch for them, because they wiped them out. 11 straight. They've won 11 straight games. What can you say? It started 12-2 in the playoffs, not 11-2, 12-2 in the playoffs. So I don't know, man. It's to me, it's actually awesome to watch. Like
very impressive, and the way and the margin of victory too. Like it's very impressive. It's very impressive. They're clicking on both ends of the floor, defense and offense.
Yeah. No, it's and to me too. Like I love what they built. Like Leon Rose. I mean, he's done a stand-up job as a GM or like a VP of basketball operations, because I mean we follow basketball. James Dolan has been like almost like a curse on your house in terms of being an owner to a fan base. And like that was probably one of the best hires that he's had. Like they've built that team properly. They didn't go after the big like the big free agents and try to swing for the fence every offseason. They built it properly. They built it, within through smart trades, through gathering assets in draft picks. You know what I mean? Like they got Brunson, which is probably one of the best deals like this century in terms of like, I swear, I think the only contract that was probably at this stage you could say was probably worth more value is when Golden State signed Steph to that his first extension when he was like an MVP and he was only making like $12 million. Like that was honestly there isn't much more of a value because they basically got a all NBA player for like 30 something $40 million, and he took a pay cut for everybody to come on his team and succeed. You know what I mean? So I love what they've done. I love the environment they've built for all these old players to come back. It's been like a historical brotherhood watching like the baseline and seeing all the old Knicks players. I know everybody. Yeah, I love it, man. I know everybody hates the Knicks fans, but I think they're hilarious and watching them after the games and stuff. And they're reminiscent of Canadians fans when we went around and we started flipping buses and police cars. Like they're kind of similar. Yeah, that's right. That's right, O'Neil. That's right. That's what we do. Wow. Like they.
Okay.
Hey man, but real talk, like they're crazy, but I think it's hilarious. And then honestly, like I do think whatever they got to do, I don't know how they do this, but they got to bring Oakley back, man. They got to figure out a way to bring Charles Oakley back. Like you got to do something, man. Can you imagine how crazy that crowd is if they show him on the jumbotron?
Yeah.
Like,
but
you think they would allow it?
No. I think they disrespected James Dolan too bad, like the way. So I don't think he's.
Yeah.
Unless Oakley apologizes, and Oakley ain't gonna apologize. So I'm back.
Oakley ain't doing that.
Yeah.
Oakley ain't doing it. And mind you, they might have they might have jinxed themselves now because apparently as I read tonight, Dolan has invited Trump to watch one of the NBA Finals games. So yeah, there you go. So. He might have put a blight back on his own house again.
Idiot.
Like why?
Oh boy.
Wow.
Why do that? Why do that? Makes no sense whatsoever. But honestly, I'm happy for the Knicks, man. I don't know whatever else you want to add about that, but man, it's happy to see.
Yeah, nothing more to say. Good for them. I hope they do well. Actually, I hope they win it. I don't mind if they win it.
Oh man, if they win it, like you said, they're gonna be burning buses, right? It's gonna be mayhem.
Yo, old New York rappers gonna be putting out mixtapes again. Wu-Tang's coming back. Everything's happening.
Yeah,
everything's happening. But
Lee's gonna have an aneurysm.
What's that?
Spike Lee's gonna have an aneurysm.
Oh man. Yo, I don't know if we're probably getting older, man, but that celebrity role looks old as hell. They gotta recycle that.
Yeah.
They gotta recycle that sideline.
Timothy Chalamet, so they got him. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
He's kind of annoying, but yeah, he's good. And you know what? I love seeing Fat Joe there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's a
glizzy.
Timothy's a real fan. He missed the Met. When you miss the Met Gala to go watch he's like, yo, forget those. I'm gonna go watch some basketball. That's a real fan. So
that's true.
You gotta appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
You gotta appreciate it.
I thought he was a fan plant until I heard that. Then I'm like, okay, all right, cool.
Who's that? Fat Joe?
No, Chalamet.
Oh, Chalamet. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, he sent his girlfriend to the Met Gala. He's like, I'm gonna go watch the basketball. Forget all that.
And he's traveling too. It's not like he's just going there for the home game. He's traveling. He went to Cleveland. I'm like, damn. Okay.
True fan.
Yeah, that's actually impressive. But honestly and truly though, they actually have a shot. Like,
of course they have a shot.
They got a shot. They got a real shot to win this. Like, this is not like something where it's like they're just happy to be there. They believe that they could win this, but I think Knicks fans should believe that they have a real shot here. Even with OKC and like OKC as good as they've been, and we'll get to them in just a second, but like they can be pushed a little bit. You know what I mean? And the Spurs don't have that experience as great as they've been. They don't have the reservoir yet. You know what I mean? To like just wipe a team out to this degree.
Yeah, it's amazing
how,
be scared. It's amazing how, and this is also with the Pistons, because I said the same thing about the Pistons when I was talking to my colleagues at work, and they're like, oh yeah, Detroit's gonna be I'm like, bro, they're not battle tested, man. Regular season is regular season. The playoffs, you have to go in the playoffs and you have to suffer that loss to to know what it's about. And same thing with the Spurs. So at the end of the day, I don't. They have to go through certain things. Like Wemby drops 41 first game, as an okay game, second game, 30 okay, like third game okay for like he has to be consistent, right? And he has to figure that out and probably has to hit the weight room more. Maybe he's not gonna bulk up, but it really just needs to get really stronger. Maybe Kevin Garnett strong. And Kevin Garnett wasn't massive, but he was strong. So, there's still a lot of, some work for Wemby to do, but I didn't expect him to. And I mean, again, it's not over, but, I don't think they're going to get past OKC.
All right. So with that said, what is your your favorite moments and items and things that stands out from the Spurs and Thunder series? Let's start with you, Rand.
Well, I mean, this series, to me, this is the finals, right? Like this is a series we've all been waiting for. It's the best series of the playoffs, even though OKC, like O'Neil said it, they're battle tested, but it's hard because what playoffs comes down to is how do your stars respond and carry you, and SGA is he's the ultimate guy that puts everything on his back, right? I mean, I love this guy's game. He hunts for contact. He draws fouls. He keeps OKC in control all the time. So even when they're down, it's like you always know that, Shea's on the bench. He's coming right back in, and boom, right? But the most impressive thing is also that at any given moment they can have someone that pops in and takes over, right? Like Caruso was huge last game, right? 22 points, 4 threes. The game before that, I think it was 18 points, like all threes, right? Hardest time. Like I remember my son was in the basement. All I heard was, "Oh my God, how's this guy killing them?" That's all I heard, right? Like double off the bench, right? 15 boards. These guys, they're a hard veteran group to beat, right? And even with Wemby's, and we said, like classic performances, he's, I'm just stealing O'Neil's thunder. He's inconsistent. I mean, even like I love the Spurs. They're going to be the team of the future, right? And they keep hanging around, so it's a testament to them. But you need more consistency. Castle, I love his game, but turnovers are killing him, right? And he turns over the ball in crucial moments. And even as a young player, he's playing at times like a seasoned vet, but injuries are hurting them as well. They need Fox. Fox is not there to. You invested, you got that guy, and it's kind of like he's a shadow figure, right? And when you have Julian Champagne outplaying you, and then the storyline, and like we talked about, was Wemby. Like to me, he's the real deal. He's not quite there offensively, but his impact on defense is like, I mean, you're asking me about moments. See, I can't remember because there's times you're just watching Wemby on defense. It's just like, God damn, like just blocking the shot. Like how many blocks does he have total this playoffs? He probably averages 5 a game. And the series before that was even crazier, right? Like anytime someone gets close to the paint, he what's the word I'm looking for?
Blocks, changes, or influences.
Changes trajectory of the shots, right? But with that being said, there's times that he's not there on the boards, right? He's inconsistent because of that. Because if he's playing a little bit out on the perimeter, he can't really get back to get the board. So you're noticing the guards are, in Champagne and Castle averaging like almost close to like 8, 6, 10 rebounds a game, right? I think all in all, a basketball fan loves this series, right? And it's a win or go home, right? And that's the edge that the Spurs are going to have. As a basketball fan, I want them to push this series. I think last time I checked, I'm a betting man. The Spurs were sitting at a 59%. So it's generally like a toss-up, but San Antonio is real. It's just a matter of can they keep up with the champs.
I'll just say a few things. I think obviously game 1 of the Spurs Thunder, that double overtime, that's like back and forth gunslinging. Like, that's classic. It's going to go down as an NBA classic. So I think that was probably the memory that stood out of this series. So, and I think both teams are going to be around for a long time. Don't forget, OKC, Sam Presti, the job he did with getting all those draft picks. He fleeced the Clippers. Fleeced them. Yo, they have first round picks every.
Is there a statute of limitation to file a police report?
I know, right? So the amount of first round they picks that they have in the next few years, it's crazy. And I was saying this. I was in a chat group. I was like, the Raptors need to trade for Cason Wallace. The Raptors need to get Cason Wallace.
Oh, that was in Chippy's chat group. I saw that.
Yeah, you saw it, right?
I kind of chumps, to be honest. Well, no, but this is good because I didn't really want to. I don't like chiming in too much with all those characters, but I like to hear your rationale. I'm not saying it's wrong because I like Mitchell more.
Yes, he's tough.
Yeah,
but the reason why, you know why? Because I saw Cason when I went to the OKC game when they played the Raptors, and I was just so impressed with him. Like he was getting where he wanted whenever he wanted, and to me, I would take him over quickly. Is it quickly or Quigley? I never knew if it's quickly. But I would rather him than quick. Get rid of quickly. Get them quickly. Get them Pirtle. Somebody else. I would take him over quickly. I'll take Mitchell over.
Oh yeah.
Either one is fine, right? Getting he's because again he's tested being with the OKC, so he understands how to play defense and plays hard, right? And he's a bucket getter. He's a bucket certified, legit bucket, and that's what the Raptors need because we saw BI, and this is why I love the playoffs. I love the playoffs because you get to see what you have. It's the real NBA season, and you get to see who is made of what. And we know BI is soft like porridge. But who stepped up? RJ and Barnes and CMB. Those guys are dogs. Yep. And that's what you want. And now you get somebody like Cason Wallace, you put the ball in his hands, you let him go, and then you have complementary pieces with RJ and Barnes and CMB. Come on, man. And then Jacoby Walters catching shoot guy. I'm telling you. So
I like Karras. I like Karras better than Walters, and I mean I like Walters, but I think that moves him to the bench. Well, I like what's his name? Karras. You're talking about? Is it Karras?
Cason Wallace, you mean?
I mean, sorry, Cason Wallace. Sorry, yes. I like Cason Wallace as not as a point guard, but as a 2.
So who's the point? Who do you have the point?
I tell them they need a point. The Raptors need a point. That's why I said, Mitchell fits the Raptors right now. I mean, I like both of them. Don't get me wrong. I would take if there was a way to get both, I would, right? But
you know what? You know why? Because Cason Wallace really was kind of reminding me of Shea, like Shea being the point, bring the ball up, and still facilitating and scoring. So I think Cason Wallace, could definitely do that. I think Mitchell is more of a true point guard and facilitator, but that's why I like Cason Wallace because this bro, he was getting wherever he wanted. You couldn't stay in front of him.
How tall is he?
He's probably about
6'3".
Yeah, maybe about that 6'3". So that's why I like Cason Wallace. But Mitchell, I'm not going to argue with Mitchell either because he's stepping up and he's showing out. So either one. I initially said Cason Wallace. I like Cason Wallace because I just saw him live, but. Hey, Mitchell ain't bad either, but I think for me, going back to the Spurs and OKC, definitely game one was what stand out for me. And these two are going to be, it's going to be like the Pistons and the Boston Celtics of the 80s are going to be around 70s. You know what I mean? Like that rival. They're going to be around.
Yeah.
Right. And, Chet Holmgren needs to hit the weight room. That guy's soft. It's questioning him. So that's going to be a rival. That's going to be a long rival. Those guys are young, and it's going to be those two guys at the top, man.
He's soft, but he's still third team All NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm not like.
But that's the NBA.
I don't want to hate too much on them. I mean,
playoffs, man. Playoffs. You see what guys are made of. That's why I like the playoffs, bro. That's why I wait till the playoffs to see who's who.
No, 100%. But again, to your point, O'Neil, where did they get these guys? Where the hell did this Mitchell kid come from? I mean, I saw Kasem at Kentucky, but I'm like, when I heard Mitchell early this season, I'm like, why did he keep talking about this Mitchell? Who was a Jai Mitchell? I'm like, does he play football? What are they talking about? And then when I saw the games, I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Where did this guy come from? Second round pick.
Yep.
Second round pick, and he looks like he can lead a team.
Yep.
It's insane, man. Like I don't know how they do this.
They got more coming.
They got 13 first round picks in the next 5 years. Still, it doesn't make any sense.
It's crazy. Bananas. Wow.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And then to Randall's point, you're saying the Spurs are the team of the future. I heard this stat the other day, which is hilarious. I don't disagree with you, but you know when you average out the age for both of these rosters on paper, you know the Thunder's still younger.
Whoa.
Crazy.
What's happening here?
Whoa. I did not know that.
Yeah, and I think it's because of Olenek and and those guys and stuff on the team. But still, I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. It speaks to how young OKC still is.
Bro,
it makes no sense.
But even more reason why you trade like Kasem, because he already has a chip. He already has a championship.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need another one. And if they win this year, he'll have two. So, and you're gonna, these guys eventually they're gonna want the disease as Pat Riley wrote in his book, right? Where more minutes, more money, and deservedly so. If you win a championship, I would say get the chip first and then chase the money. A lot of guys chase the money because the chip is the hardest thing to get.
Yeah.
Get the chip because once you have the chip, it increases your value. You chase the money. So that's why I put out the case in Wallace or even Mitchell, because the OKC has so much first round picks in the next few years. It's like, what are you going to do with them? Right. Yeah. And, seeing the players that are coming up, right? Like this draft is going to be crazy, right? So you have these young players coming up that there's always going to be some talent. So, as much as crazy as it sounds, in a couple of years, these guys, in their mid-20s, 25, 26 or whatever, they might be old, right? On LKC, they might be considered old. Yeah. They got to rid of for the younger guys coming. So, OKC is good, bro, and they're good for a while. And so I mean, it's great to see. It's great to see.
What happened to that what was it, the European guard they got, but he was sick or something?
Yeah, cancer.
So
he's playing. He's playing garbage time, but he's playing a couple of games in like garbage minutes.
Okay, he is playing. So he's back. He's back.
Yeah, he's back. He's healthy. Like I think it's because when you get cancer, you have to shave your head and stuff. But I think as you can see, his hair is growing back and stuff. It's a nice story. Yeah. But but it's funny because to your point, he's supposed to be nice too. 6'6" guard too. He's supposed to be
super nice.
He's supposed to be real nice.
Crazy.
No, it's madness. But I think honestly, I don't know if I'm trying to answer my own question here. I don't know if I have a favorite moment because there's been so many in this series. It's probably one of the best series and like it's probably like one of the top 5 series in this last 10, 15, 20 years, even really and truly, if you really think about it. Like it's anticipated. We've all been looking for it, and it's lived up to the billing. You know what I mean? Like the competitiveness, the fire, the chippiness between all the guys. Like
it's like a heavyweight fight.
Yeah, it's a heavyweight fight. Like, and then Wemby's game 1 performance. I think one of my favorite moments of that game is I know everybody talks about the 3 that he hit to go to OT where he hit it like where Steph, everybody loves that. That moment was great. My favorite moment is when the game was wrapped up and Jalen Williams went to the basket. He still blocked the shit out of it. Yeah. Like that was my favorite moment of that game. Like it was just like, I'm just stamping you. Just, I don't care I don't care if you guys are the champions. Like even that easy basket, you're not getting that from me. I love that.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, the playoffs, it could expose you, but it could grow you too, right? Like we're being exposed to Wemby's real mentality. You know what I mean? Like his real sensibilities. Like he's a nice guy. He's cultured. You know what I mean? He's very smart. He's very mature for his age, but he's a fucking dog.
Yeah.
He is a dog. Like in the same way, like Kobe's a dog. The same way, like the greats are like.
You know, he might be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yes.
Yes. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
So even, you know, what did it for me was when they were showing him doing martial arts with the monks. Yeah. And it was what Kareem, he was studying with Bruce Lee. Yeah. Just getting your mind right. And because, you know, as somebody who took martial arts and, you know, and even boxing and stuff like that. I remember when I trained players, because you have to focus on the fine movement. In martial arts, you have to focus on your movement. Like everything has to be precise. And it takes a certain level of concentration and focus and meditation, right? And putting yourself in that, because you're fighting. You know, you're putting yourself in a situation where you're going to be technically fighting someone. So you have to have that right mindset.
And be present.
And not being afraid, right? Being present, controlling your breathing, being mentally focused, but not being afraid, accepting the moment, right? And anticipating what's going to happen. And, you know, even Jamal Murray, his dad's 8th degree black belt and got him meditating at the age of 12. And, you know, it helps. And so that's what he reminded me of when I saw him doing, you know, pictures of him training with the monks and in, you know, his martial arts stance and stuff like that. And I just went back to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and a center that's, you know, that's transcendent. You know, you're building a franchise around. He's going to be around for a long time, long, lengthy, you know, changing the game. So I just thought to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar 2.0, and kind of like Kareem, you know, there's a certain level of gravitas to him, the way he speaks, right? His maturity level, the way he sees the world, cultured, he's very philosophical, right? Like he reminds me of Kareem. He reminds me of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So that's what I thought of.
And you know what though, O'Neil, like those, when you're like that as a person, that actually helps you for anything in life. But when you're playing sports, you do develop a sense of calm. Yeah, you do. Like I remember, I never studied Tai Chi, but there was a point where I was like reading up on it all the time and learning up on it and stuff. I actually started doing some of the exercise when I was in high school and stuff and all that. And I'm like, it does calm you in certain moments. You just learn how to relax, you know what I mean? And be present in those moments. It really helps you. Like when you're cultured and you're learning about, you're open-minded to different things in life, like because you're not always just it's like, you're an athlete. You're constantly thinking about your sport. You're constantly thinking about the game. But those things allows you to go into different windows to like take a break from thinking about that game. And you know what I mean? Like just compartmentalize and stuff. Like it allows you just to like take a break and come back and just, you know what I mean? You're not going full bore on this one thing all the time. Like it allows you to breathe from the sport, and it's healthy.
It gives you perspective. It gives you balance, right? And having appreciation for other things, and you know, stepping away, like you said, and then coming back and being focused and not being present in the moment and not being overwhelmed by fear and doubt and controlling your mind. And you know, that's what I like about Wemby, and that's, you know, I think, because at first I was like, you know, Chet Holmgren, he could be like Wemby, but I was like, no, they're different. They're built different. Yeah, no, they're not the same.
And you guys are in the youth basketball space. I saw the clip a few years ago because I know they're showing it again recently with the clip with on USA versus France, and Wemby got fouled down, and he's like trying to rip his shirt off because he's so mad that he got fouled out. And then Holmgren got the MVP, and he got like 10 points, and Wemby had like 20 something. And they're like, the rivalry kind of pretty much started from there. But just looking at the stat line, those little things, you can see from there that they weren't the same.
Yes.
Like they're only the same because they're close in height. But even from those moments, you're like, actually, when you look back, they weren't really the same.
Yeah. But obviously both of them can handle and shoot and stuff like that, the skill set.
Yeah.
But again, we all know this. The great players, it's between their ears, right? They're very smart. They're very cerebral. They see the game differently. They process the game differently. They think differently. Mm-hmm. And that's where Wemby's at.
Well, the difference is what right now the franchise is built around Wemby, and in OKC is built around Shea. Holmgren always had someone he's always played, like even on that Team USA. He may have been a marquee player, but look at the roster around him, right? Where he didn't have to carry the load. Where Wemby did, right? And I think since that moment, he's held a grudge against them, and he wants to do anything possible to win that matchup.
He's petty.
Well, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, they said that he's which is amazing, right? Because that Wemby's petty, which is good. Being petty is good because that's what you want. You want to hold on, like. MJ always looked for things. MJ was petty. Kobe's petty. You look for things to motivate you, right? Like to, maybe the way they look at you, or, in front of the camera, you're like, okay, or you're not going to really say anything out loud, but you're like, okay, you get this guy MVP over me. Okay.
Yeah. I heard that.
Yeah. All right. And it's funny because you guys are like, again, and you're in the youth basketball space, like. I heard Gilbert Arenas say this about his son when he was talking about like how he raised his son through the basketball circles, and he didn't want him. Do you guys think it's good to have if you're bringing up a player, do you think it's good to have a guy that's more or less carrying the team as opposed to having like a collective bunch of all-stars? I know that means winning as a coach in the AU space, but do you think it's better development when it's more on the backs of a couple of guys as opposed to like all 10 guys are playing and you're in that ensemble cast all the time? So it's like, when it's time to lead, it's kind of like, okay, I haven't really been here before because I've been around an ensemble cast the whole time, as opposed to just, I've been carrying this squad for 3-4 years, or all my teams for 3-4 years. Now it's like 2 minutes to go. I actually know what to do. Like,
for me, I think it's good to carry a team, learn how to carry a team when you're younger. And as you're moving up, because listen, if you're good, you're going to be put on teams. You're going to put on also. You're going to be put on, picked for showcase camps. You're going to be picked for whatever all-star team has, AAU team. So you're going to be put around great players, anyways. So I think you learn to be on the team if you're obviously the best player on the team. One, so you know what it's like to be under pressure, to be responsible for carrying the team. Then ups and downs that come with that, right? The roller coaster, having a good game, having a bad game, learning to be consistent. But it builds up your confidence, because if you're the best player on the team, better than the other players, you also get to play through your mistakes.
Yeah.
And so you learn that way. And then, so for me, the first time I played on a legit team was 93. I guess the Toronto All-Star team, but that wasn't really count because it was like a one game. But with the provincial team in 93, when we won, after we won All-Star, and I had to come off the bench. Up until that point, I was a starter, and I always played the whole game. And so when I was at Oakwood and on the junior team, I was a guy. And then when I got to senior, Greg Francis was ahead of me. So I no problem. Yeah, and I was the number 2. I was the second option, which was fine. But I knew I was going to be number 1. But I think I remember specifically when I played on the 93 provincial team, that I was coming off the bench, and I was never used to coming off the bench before. And so And then, I adjusted because I knew I was going to play. I was going to get my playing time. So I think starting out on a team where you get to be the quote unquote man, where you get to get a lot of shots, play through your mistakes, ups and downs, understand that you're going to have good days, bad days. And as young players, you're going to be inconsistent, right? And then as you get older and people see your talent, and then you start getting surrounded by other talented players, then you kind of lock in as where you fit in. And even more so if it's an AAU team, then it's like, if you're coming off the bench, it's good. I always tell guys, basketball, there's nothing negative about basketball. Whatever happens to you in basketball is always positive. Because if you're coming off the bench, then it's teaching you how to, to work, be a team player, and be great in your role. And if you want to be a starter, then you have to work even harder. If you're a starter, then you're good. And you just keep working hard because you don't want somebody to take your position. But now you're working on getting to the next level. And so anything that happens to you in basketball is always a learning experience, and it's just teaching you about life. And so, you want your young players to, for me, my 6-year-old son, I want him to go through all of that, carry a team and then be on a team where maybe he's not the best player. Maybe he has to play up. Maybe he has to play up a year.
Yeah, you want to get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, where he sits the bench and he doesn't play, and he learns to come off the bench and what it means to be a bench player and be a role player. Maybe cheer the team on. He might get minutes, right? So I think all that makes you a well-rounded player, and you focus on really what basketball's about and what life's about. Control what you can control.
Yeah. What about you, Rand, on that?
Yeah, I mean, ditto on everything, but I think the only thing I would say is I think there's levels to youth basketball, right? Not everyone's path is the same, right?
Yep.
I am in agreement. I think, before high school, it's about development, experience, and enjoyment, right? So having those experiences of, it's not pressure, but it's that, learn to compete, that model of you're building yourself to the high school level. That's, once you're it's development, but you get to that, compete to win level, right? And you got to build the building blocks to get there. And there's different ways, right? I do agree, though, that at a certain point, if you're going to be serious in the game of basketball, there has to be a point that you understand what it feels like shouldering to be the man, right? I think all three of us have been in that point in our whatever sport we played, or basketball particularly, that we were the man on a team.
Well, not really Calvin. You and I, but not so much Calvin.
No, he was a man, trust me.
I know.
The Tenniel stand up. I think once you get to a certain point, it's like that's in high school where you got to put yourself in that competitive environment and see where you land, right? I think high school season, right? It's important to, kids bounce around from team to team, and you see it in the NBA. It's kind of, and now in college, which is a mess. But I think that's, in high school is the point that you have to go through that grade, like you did, exact same thing. As a freshman, you're coming in, you're learning the ropes, you're developing. You may not be starting. You have to work for that. And, you get to your sophomore year, you may be sixth man. Then you get to your junior year, you're second, in scoring. Then your senior year, you're the guy. And then that's when you get all the, or junior, senior, whatever, which way. And AAU is a whole different beast. And that is where I defer with my thought process. I think AAU is meant for exposure, right? So you have to choose the right platform, and you have to find, it could be a competitive environment like UPlay, right? I'm all for the UPlays award, but not everyone's a UPlay player, right? And, if just personally, if my son is 6th, 7th man at UPlay, I would rather him be number one at Red Rush to get more looks. That's just what it is, right? You're going to have the ball in your hand. You're going to get the looks. That window was so small, right, to play in front of coaches. You could play on a good team and maybe get 10 minutes. And because there's all these guys, you may get a scholarship. but I would rather have a portfolio for him to play. And maybe it's that development in AU where they build so that he could get the confidence. He could get the, where let's say Dwayne Washington calls up, hey, I want your son to come play and start this year. But I think there's levels to it, right? Not everyone is slotted for the same type of model. Look at Joel, right? He wasn't a man in anything, like nothing, and then he found his path to the Miami Heat, right? No one would have ever thought, right? But that was his path, right? And it worked out.
Yep. No, sorry, I was gonna say, why do you guys feel people are trying to switch up on SGA? And I say this pertaining to like the foul baiting.
No, I
find that conversation ridiculous.
I just think that's our goals. I mean, people are switching up on Patrick Mahomes, right? Like when you start winning, people start finding something wrong and start, complaining. Like, people switched up on Tom Brady. Like when you're a winner, people just start switching up on you, right? Like Jordan, people start finding problems with Jordan, right? People finding problems with LeBron, like Kobe, like Steph, right? When you start winning, people are going to just start nitpicking and he's foul baiting and trying to push that narrative. And it's like, bro, like when you have people are blatantly like, yo, he's not even number one, and there's people ahead of him who've drawn more fouls than he has. He's not even close. But yeah, he's a flop. It's like, come on, bro. Have you known anybody that ever done? Yeah, fucking James Harden does it all the time. What are you talking about?
Lots of great players do.
A lot of guys do it all the time. Right now, guys do it. They kick out come on, bro.
No, the difference, O'Neil, is that what I love about Shea is he seeks contact.
Yes.
He looks for it, and that's the evolution of his game. Like I remember when he was in the bubble, right? And he was kind of coming into his own in the bubble, and I remember how weak he was.
He
was put in defensively. Remember how he was getting pushed around?
Yeah.
Now you look at this guy; he's going in there, he's bouncing guys off of him, getting to where he wants. That's a foul. That's not like flopping. That's him initiating contact, and someone can't handle it, and they foul him.
Listen, one of the things I learned as I was playing is, as my jump shot was, especially my mid-range was really feeling nice. The minute I felt a guy hit up, I just go straight up. Like I'm driving, as soon as I felt him on my mark, I just go straight up because I knew he's sliding, he's pushing on me. So obviously, as I'm going up, it's going to be a foul because he's pushing on me. So clearly he's going to be, displacing me in the air. So it's a clear foul. I wait, hang off the glass, and put it in. That's all you do. As soon as you wait for contact, you just go up, right? Knock up my hand. You see Donovan Mitchell, he does it, right? Yep. Like smart players do it. Like as soon as you wait for the contact, Steph, you're coming off the screen, the guy's trailing you, you want to, as soon as he hits you just go up, right? Like he's coming hard. So that's just called being smart, right? If guys want to be physical, they want to lean on you and push on you, I'm going to punish you for that, right? I'm literally going to go, as soon as I'm just going to go straight up, and just based on how you're leaning on me, grabbing me, pushing me, it's going to create a foul. So I don't have to lean. I don't have to lean into you. I just got to stop, hold my position, and just go straight up or go through your body. Just by raising my arms, I'm going to get fouled because you're leaning on me and pushing on me. These are one of the little tricks I learned playing to just get fouls all the time, right? And then guys now were hesitant to get up on me because they didn't know if I was going to draw the foul, right? That's what you're supposed to do. It's called the game within the game.
Exactly.
But again, because of social media and you have access to a lot of people's thoughts and people don't know shit, they're going to fucking say he's foul baiting, but they have no idea what they're talking about because they've never, experienced that on the basketball court as a player.
And it's hilarious to me because, I won't mention this person's name, obviously, but I remember one time we was playing pickup in this some run like years back, and I remember the guy was like, you're always doing such and such. He's like, yo, if we ever play in a real game, I'm like, bro, in a real game, I'd foul you out.
Yeah, I
was like, we're playing pickup. We're calling each other's calls. I'm like, how easy it would be for me to get you in foul trouble. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm like, there's levels. Like, this is easy. Like, how easy it would be just to get you in foul trouble.
Yeah.
So I'm like, on an NBA level, I'm looking at like an SGA. I'm like, he's doing what you're supposed to do. Like, this guy drives. Think about it. The guy's a point guard averaging 31 a game, he shot 55% from the field as a guard.
Yeah.
Like that's Jordan-esque numbers. But that also means that you're going to the basket. Like I don't know if he drives the most to the basket, but he's one of like he's in the top 2 or 3.
And he's a mid-range specialist. He's a mid-range specialist.
But the other thing that I want to add, though, honestly, is I'm like, to your point, like I know when you get to the pedestal, people, like they try to knock you down. But my God, like it's not even been 12 months since this guy reached the pinnacle of his sport. Can we at least give him some grace, like we give Joker grace? Like Joker still gets that grace, and he won his title 3 years ago. You know what I mean? Like give this guy some grace. Like he hasn't even had like 2-3 years of this reign. Like it's not even 12 months. Yep. Can we give this guy a break?
I agree.
It's dumb. It's like I hate it. It's to me it's shameful because like you look at him as the MVP of the league. This guy's we're talking about OKC and all the picks that he has, but he's one of the, he is the main reason why the environment on that team is the way that it is.
1,000%.
Right? From all the post-game interviews and stuff that they all do together, like there's a reason why the camaraderie is tight. It's because of him. Look at what he won the MVP, and he got everybody an Audemars watch and all those things for his teammates from the 1st to the 15th man. Everybody got the same. Those are just little things, of course.
I thought it was a watch. This guy was giving them Oprah. He was just giving now everybody got a watch, everybody got a jacket. They're just like more things were just cut. I was like, damn. He was just buying. Yeah. Like it wasn't just a watch. He was just giving them a lot of stuff.
A lot of shit.
Wow. That's appreciation, man, because because without them, he knows that he wouldn't have got where he's getting.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah, like the only thing I would say with him is that like he's having a good overall. He's having a good playoffs. He's not having a great playoffs. He's having a good playoffs. But he doesn't have to have a good playoffs because their team has basically been wiping everybody out pretty much. You know what I mean? Except for this series. So the only thing I'd like to see him do is just like, even if it's tomorrow or, if there is a game 7, which the NBA would love on a Saturday, if he just lays one of those SmackDown games, like he did against Phoenix in game 4 or game 3 when he had like 40-something points. Yeah. Like I want to see have more moments of that for him because like he's my favorite player. So I'm like I would love for him to have more of those moments just to shut everybody up.
I feel like he's just pacing himself. He's like, okay, I don't have to do too much. Let me just keep going. We're winning. Like I don't need to overextend myself. I don't have to, because he's already done it. He knows how to get there. So just like, okay, let me just keep going. I'll stay right here. And as long as we keep doing what we're doing, everybody's stepping up, and it's great for his teammates because for me, the playoffs is where you get paid. So here's an opportunity for guys now to show their value and to show really how deep we are. And they talk about that, like they just keep coming at you, and they're pointing out that they think they're just wearing down Wemby because his legs are tired.
Yeah,
right? There's times where around the rim where he would be dunking, he's laying the ball up. So, if I don't need to overextend myself. And we still got another round. Let me just keep going along. Right, we're winning, right? What I need to. It's one thing if we're, like last year we haven't been there before, so I need to make sure we get there now. Guys, everybody's been there. Everybody's battle tested, so it's like okay, this is a true team. The guys step up, get the numbers up, raise, get paid. Why not? And then, maybe in the next round when he really needs to step up, or maybe the game on Saturday if he need, or what is it? Saturday they're gonna play, or
they play tomorrow. They play game 6 tomorrow.
Yeah, whatever they play game 6 tomorrow. Then if he needs to step up and close it out, then maybe he steps up and close it out.
Yeah,
I think he will. I think step it up, close it out, and in the finals he might increase because that's where it's like okay, like.
Mm-hmm.
Got us here, got me here. We you guys got your numbers up. Everybody's going off, so let's go.
One thing I'll add before I get to the quick hitters point. I mean, like this is it's back-to-back MVP seasons for Shea, and as much as we're going to remember that, like one of the things we're going to remember if we look back on this season, we're going to remember Wemby ascending to like superstar status at this point, right? And he's done everything that you've wanted in terms of like invigorating back the All-Star game, which I thought was like a dead sport at that point. you know, and just showing himself as a leader himself, you know what I mean? And just showing his dog determination. Like, I love everything on top of the defense and everything that he's done, right? Yep. But the one thing I will say, though, that you're kind of seeing now, to your point, O'Neil, is, and I think this is the next level he's got to get to, because, you know, when he said after game one, he's like, I still got a lot to learn, instead of like when he didn't win the MVP. But the whole season, as great as he's been, and I think this is also remarkable too, because of the blood clot he had the year before. I think the Spurs are pacing him throughout the season, because he only averaged like 28 minutes a game all year. You know what I mean? So like, you're going from 28 minutes to now like 38, 40 minutes. That plays a toll. The conference finals, the games are every other day. That plays a toll if you haven't been through it before. You know what I mean? So like with the Spurs, it's like people are like, yo, they're going to win the championship. They're going to wipe through everybody. I'm like, to me, I hesitate on that. They have the chance to. I'm not going to take that from them, but I'm like, I hesitate on that, because I'm like, how can you? It's like going on your first date with a girl. Like, how do you know what to do if you've never done it before? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to do it at least once before you know what to expect. You know what I mean? So he hasn't been through those moments, and you can see it in those moments, because he's lashed out. He's elbowed a guy in the head. He's gotten through conflicts. He's hit the floor a bunch of times. He's got frustrated. He's got ejected. He's been frustrated. You know what I mean? So it's like he's going through those moments for the first time, and it's honestly it's actually normal. That's actually the normal thing. Just think about it. In NBA history, how much times have you seen a budding all-star, superstar in his first playoffs win a championship? The only one I can think of is Magic Johnson, and he had Kareem, who at the time was like the top player in the NBA.
Wait.
No.
Yeah, but he went to the playoffs a couple of times before that. I'm just saying the first time. You know what I mean? Not young, but just the first time. Like even Duncan. Like Duncan won the second time he was in the playoffs. Like you like nobody goes through this, like runs through the league in their first shot. It's tough. And I think that's what's happening with Wemby. It's like, as great as he is, he's showing you he's kind of wearing down a little bit. You know what I mean? I think those back-to-back games, playing all these minutes, it's like it's taxing. It's hard, man. Playoffs is hard.
It is.
Yeah, playoffs is hard. I'll hit you with some quick hitters though, before we roll out of here. Are the Cavs delusional?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what that. You know what's sad is that Harden deal is just gonna compound and get worse. He cannot move laterally, and it doesn't get better.
No.
Like, what are they gonna? They got.
I think. Here's my hot take. Every NBA team, because I know the NBA as a whole, they work like FBI guys. Like, I think every NBA team should hire a behavior specialist, behavior analyst. Because how do you not see what this guy's been doing, his behavior on every team, and expect to win with James? James Harden is not a winner, bro. He's not. From 2012, during the regular season, he was hooping. And then they go into the finals, NBA Finals, against LeBron James and the Miami Heat. And this guy was a no-show. And as I said, playoffs show you who people are. And he's never, in any playoff, he's never taken his team to the promised land. He's like, at some point, he disappears. At some point, he disappears in the playoff. So, again, and he's getting older, he has no lateral movement. You just keep hunting him, right? And what else is Atkins going to say, right? He has to come up with something. But I guarantee you, behind closed doors, he's like, this guy is a bag of garbage. This guy's a pylon, bro.
Yeah.
Right? Pylon. So, yeah. So, you know, at the end of the day, man, these guys are delusional. And you know, what's his face? Mitchell, he's a no-show. There's times where he's you know, in Utah. People forget about he played in Utah. He was a no-show at times in playoffs. So you have two guys that are no-shows. You're not winning nothing with these guys, bro.
I hated that trade. I hated, like I've said this over and over on certain episodes, I hated that trade from the moment it happened with Garland. I kind of understood it of getting rid of Garland because he's been hurt and he's got his toe situation. But I'm like, why would you trade a guy that's like 10 years younger, who's an all-star, for a guy who's 10 years older, who's on the decline and showing you that he's chasing the money when he doesn't get his way? Like, he will torpedo your team if he doesn't get his way. And now you gotta give him an extension. You gotta give this guy an extension just to make up for the fact that you traded Garland. You can't just let him go.
You talking about James Harden?
Yeah. Like you got to sign him now, and I'm like, and it's like you're cut between a rock and a hard place because this is fool's gold. You got to the conference finals, but it's kind of fool's gold because he's only going to get worse. Like what Brunson did to him, and basically what the Knicks did to him was embarrassing. And I don't know what you do with that. It's going to get worse.
It's basic about you find the mismatch, especially in the playoffs, and you find that weak point on somebody. It's like somebody gets shot in the arm. You're like, oh, yeah, I'm just gonna keep hitting that arm. I'm just gonna keep, or the better yet, like a jam. If I see a guy, you see a guy with his hand taped up.
Yep.
I'm chopping at that ball. I'm not even slap. I'm chopping at that ball. I'm not trying to slap. I'm chopping at that ball, bro. That's all you're doing. You just keep going at them.
Yeah.
They're delusional, bro. They're lying to themselves.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think there was a secret handshake. Nod, wink, wink. Hey, he's signing an extension, and that's just
yeah. And then to talk about them wanting to bring LeBron back, they can't do that because the most they can offer him is like $3 million. Even at this stage, LeBron ain't taking a pay cut, so that ain't happening either. What do you make of Detroit's run this playoffs and coincidentally Jalen Duren's run?
Oh, but I mean, the good thing is they did upset Boston in the first round, but they didn't live up to that hype of the number one seed in the East, right?
They upset Boston in the first round. What do you mean?
Sorry, they upset Boston. Did they? No, sorry.
They finished first, I guess, in the regular season.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, in the regular. Yeah. But they just didn't have that. They didn't have that pedigree that I thought they were going to have. Everyone was talking about their defense. I mean, and Durant was non-existent. Like he didn't affect the game at both ends of the floor. He didn't. He didn't score. He didn't rebound, and he didn't really protect the paint. Right? And I don't think Cade was that great either. To be honest, I think he had some moments when he had to be. He was, but overall, I mean, there's nothing about that team that scares me.
Again, it's their first time in the playoffs, and so especially as a number one seed, they've gone through it. Now I think they'll be better next year because again they're battle tested, right? I think Durant is like again guys who are no shows to me. It's like I'm a teacher, and there's just some people who are great when we're taking up answers and doing homework and doing that stuff, but then when it comes to tests, they get performance anxiety and they can't do well on the test. And to me, that's what games are. And the playoffs are like exams, right? And so now you have guys who are taking final exams, and the performance anxiety, and they can't do it. They can't, whatever they go somewhere in their head, and they. I remember Kyle Lowry was like that with the Raptors. There's times where he was, he was a no-show. Yeah. And so some people get in their own heads, start overthinking things, and start making things more than. And again, this is going back to Wemby and meditation and stuff like that. Is putting things in perspective, focusing on what you can control, and making sure you're prepared. So maybe that's who Durant is, right? Let's see what he does next year. But if he's a no-show. Somebody tells me he's going to be a no-show going down the road. I'm serious. He's going to be one of those guys that that's a pretender. That's a performer. I call them now, guys that, performance, play the part, right? But when it's time to show up, it's going to be a no-show.
The thing about it, what outside of his God-given attributes, he doesn't really have much skill. Everyone says he does. He's a pick and roller. He rolls to the rim and he dunks. And on defense, he's supposed to be a double guy, like 10 and 10, and he's supposed to be protect the rim. And I don't even think he executed on that.
He reminds me of a poor man, Dwight Howard.
Yeah, without the hops.
Yeah, physical. Yeah, Just look at the guy. Like when I saw him in high school, I'm like, this guy's gonna be a monster. Like you already saw the white shoulders and his cut. I was like, this guy's gonna be a monster. Because I remember watching him in high school on ESPN in the Geico Championship with Dicks, whatever it was. I'm like,
yeah,
this guy's gonna be a monster. And sure enough, he's big. He's a physical specimen. But he reminds me of the Davis when they
like
played
Dale Davis
and Davis.
Antonio Davis.
Yeah, Davis. They played for the Indiana Pacers, just like those big, wide-shouldered, thick diesel guys, right? But it's like, bro, what are you good at? So he's not skilled at all. So I don't know why people get it. Regular season is regular season, man. Regular season is the second preseason, right? Everybody knows NBA is a real basketball season. So you can do whatever you do in the regular NBA regular season. But when playoff time comes around, when teams are locking down, they have the scouting report, and they're making you go to your weakness, you get exposed.
Like I think Detroit, I mean, again, like this is their second. This is their first playoffs as being the hunted, because they were they were like fool's gold, not fool's gold, but they were basically trying to. I think they played the Knicks last year in the first round, and they gave everything they had to the Knicks. So that's why I think there was a lot of hype coming into this season. But now you're the hunted, you know what I mean? And they didn't handle it well in the playoffs, and it's fine. You know what I mean? Again, it's their first real run at it. It's fine.
There you go.
And I think with Duran, what he's got going for him is his age, because being that he's 22 years old, and he had an all-star season, and now he finished on the NBA All-NBA third team. He's a third teamer, and even with the shitty playoffs, he's stepping into his extension. He's stepping into his extension era, which is great for him, right? But I think what we're about to see is a pretty good social experiment right now, because we're going to see how much he loves the game, like going forward, and especially the next 2 years, we'll be able to determine right away in 2 years or less how much he loves the game. Because this playoff run, and O'Neil's not wrong when he says, like, you flame out like this, like to this degree, you're gonna probably be that way in your career. Yeah. But let's find out, because does he love the game? Does he love the process, or does he love the money? Yeah. Because if he loves the money, I mean, actually, to be honest, either way, either direction he goes, you're gonna find out.
And who's
because I mean, right now, what are you gonna say?
Who's in his circle? Who's like in his ear? Like, Wemby has a team that from day one, from he was 12 years old, this is what you need to do. I think learning how to speak English. Like if you follow Wemby's story, getting him on the right team, getting him with trainers, nutrition, movement specialists. You see him doing stuff with his shoes off.
His feet, yeah.
Well, I've heard through the grapevine through people that they as the people around him, his camp and the Detroit trainers say that he actually has skill. It's just with Cade and all the other talent around him, it's hard for him to break out and do things. That's what they say. I haven't seen it. Apparently he's worked on his game in different facets, right? That's one. Two is, I think, it's never been a question about his God-given ability, his athleticism, right? He's in good shape. Yes, he's not an athletic freak, but he's strong, and he has intangibles. And then furthermore, that everything, he has a point guard that will always make him look good offensively in the regular season, right? I don't know.
You want to combine them together, but
correct.
Like I said, to me, but to me, this is a good social experiment. We're going to see how much he loves the game, how much he loves the process, because he can learn from this, or he goes back in the lab like you're supposed to do and spend the summer and just no Instagram, no social media, little bit of parties, go do your thing in the lab, come back a better player. Yeah. Or we're going to see in 2 years if he's still like this, but now he's sitting on a max contract and he's still averaging 19 and 10 and he's still flaming on the playoffs. Never going to know. Oh, yeah, he took the contract. He loves the money. Yep. He's got some Bentleys, but, the legacy is going to be flawed.
He's the White House.
Yep.
Yeah. Favorite moments of the playoffs. Like, do you guys have any favorite moments or players or teams?
RJ hitting that shot in game one.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah, RJ hated
That was huge.
Not at the game, but I was in like nosebleeds. But just seeing, because I was getting so frustrated with those when I remember the possessions that they had coming down, like they were getting nothing, empty possessions, like 3 empty possessions in a row, and then they go to overtime, and then it's just like, and then RJ hitting that shot, it was like that Kawhi, he got the Kawhi, the ball just went straight up and then down. It was like, yes. So that, and then obviously game 1 of the Spurs OKC.
You know what? I'll even say I'm not a Lakers fan, but I found it impressive that they got past Houston. And I mean, both squads were riddled with injuries, but to see LeBron, and I do not like LeBron. I'm not a LeBron fan, but what he did at his age is impressive, right? You gotta kind of say, yeah. Well, whatever it is, man, I can't believe he did it.
Well, I'm joking. I'm half joking, but I like people think I hate LeBron. I'm like, I like watching him play now because he's playing like just veteran basketball. He's playing like that old man in the gym, just cerebral, just killing everybody else just with his mind. Mm-hmm. And I like that. Right? You don't see that a lot. That's how Jordan played, Kobe played. So I like that he's just playing old man basketball. It's just like he's taking his time, getting to his spots, and just killing guys that way. So
yeah. I think the last one that I'll say is that I was impressed with Minnesota without Ant.
Yeah.
You know what? The fact that they as a 6th seed, right? And they kind of a la Spurs, a la Cavs, right? They had something to prove. But this regular season, in the West, they didn't really have the best seeding. But they fought with the Spurs, and they went right down neck and neck with them, which was impressive. And to get to that point of, without their star player, I thought it was good.
Do you think Ant is like this, a 2.0 version of like
Jordan?
No.
I don't know. I don't know where he's going with it.
I say mellow, in the sense that he's a superstar.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But I don't think he's gonna. I just don't think. Like, he doesn't have that mindset like Wemby has, like we're talking about. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It's tough because when we first came in the league, everyone thought he had that mindset. Is he
That's what I'm saying. But I think I don't. Just watching him it just seemed like he's not. I think things are getting to him. Like,
I mean, I kind of put him just ahead of a Donovan Mitchell type of player, right? Like, they're great players, but
just things he does. Like he's not taking it to the next level.
He's not reliable. He doesn't control the game. Like, when I said when I opened up and I was talking about Shea, right? The things that Shea does, Shea controls the game.
Yeah.
Like, but on the court, off the court, all that stuff. I think that he's not reliable. That's a great. Yeah. He's not reliable. I think that's it with him. Just not rely, and you have to rely on your superstar, and he's not reliable.
Right. He's not. It's just like Mitchell, right? We talked about Mitchell extensively. I'm not saying I think he's better than Mitchell.
I do.
I mean,
he's not reliable.
Right. And see, we talked about this before, throwing the superstar tag. It's a great question. Is he a superstar?
I don't think so. I think it's a notch below that. I think there's less superstars in the league than we think there are. We like to throw that tag around.
Yeah. But even
like,
I think the thing for me is like what they did last year, what they accomplished last year, and you expect more this year, and they didn't deliver. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think that's why just not reliable. I think that's why there was no jump. I don't think they made a jump.
No.
And you're supposed to make a jump. OKC made a jump. Like, teams make jumps, right? Knicks, they made a jump. Like, you're supposed to make a jump. The Pacers
Raptors made a jump.
Right? Yeah, Raptors made a jump. Like, the Pacers made a jump. Like, if Halliburton wasn't hurt, we might be talking about Halliburton, the Pacers instead of the Knicks. Right? Yeah. Like, You know, like you make a jump. The Celtics, they're those guys have been in the playoffs every year, but you can see they're going to get there. I don't see that with Ant. I think he's going to be regular season sell tickets. Then he's going to have some highlights, some dunk on some guys here, have a big game here and there in spurts. But when the playoff time comes, I don't think you're going to be able to count on him. I don't think he's reliable.
I don't. The problem with him is I don't see consistency in his style of play. It's exactly. Like all he does is settle for threes, right?
Yeah.
And he doesn't really attack the paint, get to the line the way he should.
Exactly, as much as he should.
You know, 3-point line sometimes is the death of some players, you know.
Yep.
Like, I do believe that. Like, some people fall in love with the three to the point where it's like it actually affects their game. Yep. And you know what, O'Neil, you bring up a funny point because I got to steal this point from my brother. Shout out to Chris. But because he's the one that always, every time we're talking ball, he's always like, yo, this guy's sometime-ish, man. To your point, that's why I laugh because I'm like, he's always like, yeah, he's sometime-ish. He's like, one game he'll give you 35, 40. Next game he's giving you 20. And it's like, what just happened? You know, and you saw it in the playoffs where it's like some games it's like, it's not to say you didn't know he was on the court, but it's like you looked at the stats and you're like, how do you end up with 18?
There you go.
Yeah, like it's a weird thing. It's like he has all the tools. That's why when people are like, he's closest thing to Jordan, I'm like it's annoying.
He doesn't have the mindset, bro.
No, it's annoying. And who knows? You're right. It could be all the off-court stuff that, you know, we hear. And I mean, we won't discuss that today, but like you hear all the off-court stuff that's going on and all that. And it's like those things are, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Life does play a part in how you play and how focused you are at times, right? Yeah. It could be a distraction that some people can handle all the craziness and still go give you 40. You know what I mean? As all the stories you heard about Iverson will come on the court and drop 45 in your head in a big game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And go party till 4 a.m. We've seen Iverson in the club. Like, we're like, what's this guy doing in this? It doesn't even Philly. And then the next game he's dropping 45. We've seen it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I'm like, it's a great point you're bringing up. It's a great point, man. I guess my favorite moments was, like I said, that aforementioned Wemby game 1. Will Kane or whatever his name is, the Kane kid on Orlando dunking all over Duran. Oh, holy smokes, that was disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
That was nasty. I didn't even see that one coming.
What about Castle over Harden?
Yeah, I was about to say Castle too. Castle.
Oh, that was crazy too. Yeah,
that one was crazy. And to steal both of your points, I had on my list here RJ's shot and Minnesota winning against Denver in Game 6 without their starting backcourt, which kind of says a lot about Denver. But Denver kind of gets a bly, even though, you know, I love Murray and stuff and I love Joker, but they kind of get a bly where they should be critiqued more. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is with health and stuff, but they got to figure that out.
Gordon was hurt.
Yeah, that has an effect.
But you know what? The other thing too with I think what's his name that went to Brooklyn? Sorry,
Porter.
Yeah, I think losing Porter was, you know, he had a bad playoffs the year he got traded. He was injured. I think he even though I'm not a fan of his game, I think he is better than what they traded for.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Cam Johnson he
had a terrible season.
Yeah, he didn't play well. Hey, look, before we wrap up though, you know, we mentioned this earlier in the podcast. You know, we all don't have Africa on our shirt. O'Neil, you know, I didn't get a chance to talk to him throughout the year, but shout out to Mr. Kamaka here, even though he's my coach / antagonist. He also had a great opportunity to go to Africa and be a part of the Giants of Africa program. You know, I want to end it off by just giving you a couple of minutes to talk about it. We'll probably have to bring you back on because I don't know if you're going back again this year or not. But I definitely want to get just a few minutes of what it is. Like, basically, how'd you even get into that? What did it entail for you? Like, what did that trip mean? I know that's a lot in a couple of minutes to wrap up, or a few minutes, but like, what's your status on the you know, coach of basketball? The Giants of Africa, and just that whole experience. Like, how did that come across, and what did it mean to you last year?
Yeah, so I hope I don't when I talk about it, I was getting emotional. But so my wife is director of communications for Masai Ujiri for Giants of Africa, which is charity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, and so I just obviously he knew of my basketball background, and so when he did it the first time in 2023, it was to celebrate his charity. He started in 2003 with his good friend Godwin Owinje, and Godwin's Nigerian, Masai's half Nigerian, half Kenyan, and so just two good friends wanted to give back, and it started with just bringing back shoes and maybe doing some basketball clinics and stuff like that. And obviously, as Masai was growing with, moving through the ranks with as a general manager, and so he was able to do more with Giants of Africa. And then a few years ago, he really wanted to make it really big and really impact, because his goal is to open 100 courts across the continent of Africa, in as much countries as possible in Africa and the continent.
Sorry, is that indoor or outdoors?
Outdoors, all outdoor courts, and most of them, I think all of them are outdoor, and so it's I get emotional because when it's about empowering the youth of Africa, when you sit here and the propaganda that is spewed about Africa and what they make Africa, you don't want to go. I know Africa wasn't a place I thought about visiting, but looking back, if I had to do everything, some things over, I would go to Africa more. It's so beautiful, and Rwanda, we do it in Rwanda. It's very clean and very safe. It's safer than here, and so doing the festival, it's a 2-week festival, and what Masai does is he brings kids in from all these different countries, and they give them a first class, like an MBA, like a pro experience. They don't have to pay for anything. Once they get each country, they'll pick. It's a girls' team and a boys' team. They'll have 2 female coaches, 2 male coaches, 8 players, so everybody plays, and they pick their team and they bring them out, and everything is taken care of. The flights are taken care of, the kids are taken care of, and obviously, getting sponsorships and donors and stuff like that, and they take care of. And they get swagged out. They get a lot of swag. They get this, they don't have to worry about anything. They just show up and try to give them a great experience. They give them workshops to teach them about life, empowerment, everything, and just how, and then they bring in guest speakers to talk to the kids, and again, just let them know that they could do more, and they can't, and there's more in them, and but also to unite Africa, right? Just to unite the different countries, because they're so separated and segregated, and just bring them together and just see all the kids coming together from these different countries. It's beautiful, man, and it's a lot of dancing. It's a lot of celebration of your culture and your country where you come from. The opening festival, you see every country every country has a different wardrobe and outfit. It's beautiful, and the dancing, and we have a talent show. We did a talent show in 2023. We did it this past summer in 2025, and so again, it's also about empowering girls and females, and just letting them know, that the world is theirs, and they, to dream. And the motto is to dream big, right? Don't dream small, dream big. And the saying, if you shoot for the moon, you land on the stars, or something like that. Just dream. Yeah. And so, and it's great. And we do basketball clinics. We let them play. The countries play against each other. There's all-star games, and then to top it off, they have a concert. And so, in 2023, the headliner was Tyla. She was the headliner. She came out, and then this year in 2025 was Our Star. And so, both years it was done in Rwanda. It's just a beautiful thing. Every team, boys and girls, each country has 2 buses. The girls have a bus, the boys have a bus. They get shuttled back and forth. And it's beautiful, man. And just to see the kids, you give them information, they just take it. No questions asked. They just do it right away.
Yeah.
And so it's just beautiful to see. The messaging is just a positivity of, again, dreaming big and reaching for more. Because again, some of these kids are in small villages, small towns. They've never left their village or town. Never been on a plane. And so to get to travel and come and be part of it, and again, they get to walk in like a Olympic ceremony. The country gets called and they get to walk in an opening ceremony and the closing ceremony. And yeah, it's amazing. It's life changing.
Do alumni come back? Because there's been a lot of players now that have made the league that are.
Yeah, Precious Achiuwa was an alumni. He was there, and that's the great thing about it. A lot of these alumni, they go on. I think there's a wrestler, the big 7-footer in WWE, big African. There's a big 7-footer in African. He's an alumni.
Pascal Siakam.
Yeah, was Pascal? I think he was. Yes, Pascal Siakam, because they saw him. I think he came to watch his sibling, and then they just have him join in. So there's a few alumni that have come back. Like I said, Precious Achiuwa. Festus Ezeli comes by. Eddie, and yeah. So
North African countries there too.
All countries, yeah. Any countries Morocco was there. So we try to get. They try to get as many countries as possible that's willing to work with Messiah and the Giants of Africa. We had South Africa there. We had a lot of countries. It's beautiful, man. And seeing the kids just have so much fun, and they all come together and they're celebrating each other, dancing to each other's country's music, and it was great. The talent show is really amazing. Some of these kids have some great talents. Comedians, singers, dancers. So it was really good. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful, life-changing experience. And the coaches, and the thing that comes from that is that we as coaches, we bond over, like, we all stay in touch with each other. Because when you go through something that powerful, working with these kids and, seeing how you're affecting them, and, kids who come back, again, not everybody, most of them don't go to the NBA or whatever, but yeah, some of them get D1 scholarships, but they go on to do great things, right? In their careers, have great careers, and and some of them are young enough to still come back, and speaking how much just hearing Masai speak those words that you could be great, dream big, that nobody's said that to them before, and just to hear that message from them. They started dreaming big and they started reaching. And then, to hear some of the campers like, yeah, I want to come back and I want to do this for Africa. I want to start empowering the youth. So it's a beautiful thing, man. So, the past, he's only done it twice. And so, yeah, and I got to be part of it, and I was very fortunate. So it's one of those, things I get to, I got to check off my bucket list. I was wanting to go to Africa, and I was able to go. And I've been twice. So It's really cool. It's a really great experience.
No, that's awesome. And honestly, it speaks to I think this is why, part of the reason why, I know Randall was mentioning it the last time we brought up Masai when he got did his press conference in Dallas. And it's like, it's part of the reason why we miss Masai over here. You know what I mean? And this is why when he was in the Raptors, remember there was a point where you're hearing about he may want to run for office for somewhere, whether it's Africa or get into politics. This touches on the political side, even though it's through sports, but you're bringing all these countries together, all the rules and regulations, and and you're having to bypass certain laws and not certain laws, but like you're just bypassing just countries beefing with each other, and for lack of a better word, and having them combine for something like this it's an amazing thing. And I'll end off by saying this, O'Neil, you posted a video of Kawhi playing with your kid.
Yeah,
I mean that's a freaking core memory that I don't know if your son appreciates it yet, but he will later down the line when he sees that video. But I saw that and I was like, yo, that's a core memory. That's a great. That's part 3 of Inside Out.
Yeah. So that was funny because So yeah, he was playing. He had no idea who Kawhi is, man. And so he's just playing because he wants to play one-on-one and stuff like that. So he had fun. And Kawhi brought his, there's about 15 people in Kawhi's entourage. His mom came. His wife and kids came. His, uncle and a few other people. So yeah, and he brought his sons and they were running around and Bale was playing with them and Masai Jr. was there and and some other kids. And so it was fun. Bale had a really good time and just, playing with Masai. And fun fact, my hand is bigger than Kawhi's hands.
No.
Yes.
Stop it.
Yes. The first thing I did, I went up to him. I go, let's do it. And there was a 7-footer there. So Kawhi actually might be third because there's a 7-foot kid that was 15 years old. He was 7 foot. His hands, I think, were bigger than Kawhi's. My hands were bigger than both of theirs. We literally went up and my hands were bigger than Kawhi's hands. I was like, yes. But it was funny because he starts laughing. I go, okay. I was calling somebody to take a picture. I was like, no, he started laughing and he walked away. Because he wants to have the
hand, yeah.
I mean that he has the biggest hands. But yeah, my hands is bigger than his. So yeah.
I need evidence. But
I know.
Thank you.
I know. I wanted to get on, bro. Trust me. I wanted to get it on video because people are not gonna believe me. I literally I talked about it after with one of the event organizer that's part of Masai's charity, and she was like, "Yeah, we should have got it." I was like, "I know," but one of those things where Kawhi's quiet, right? He's a quiet dude, so I didn't want to. I kind of did it like where he was kind of
on the side, yeah.
So because I was thinking about getting it on camera just to make it be a fun thing to do.
Next time, every time he's like, high five.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah. He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it.
We'll wrap up here, but guys, again, man, thanks for knocking another one out, man. Thanks for hopping on the Ave and doing this for real, man. I appreciate and I appreciate the story as well, O'Neil, because I've been seeing it and I'm just like, man. Okay, well, next time I talk to him, we're going to talk about this. So it's funny that you were in the jacket. I'm like, all right. I already had it in my notes, but I'm like, all right.
And I wore it on purpose because I wanted to talk about Giants of Africa, and it's really great, man. I post, every time, because my wife is director of communications, and she does social media. So whenever she posts stuff, because it's something I haven't been a part of it, I just want to. Share it and so people can see, really get a true sense of what Africa is about. And it's not what the propaganda is on this side. It's just a beautiful
take away the stereotype.
Yeah. And the courts are, big shout out to Anwar. He's on the team. All those courts, like if you look, if you go into my IG and you see one of the latest thing they put out is a flash of all the courts. Every design that you see, Anwar designed it, and he's amazing, man. And every design with Giants of Africa, he designed the courts, and so it's just beautiful. And every court is unique. Every court has their own unique, which is what I like about it too. It's unique to the country or the area where it's laid out. But yeah, man, it's amazing.
Nah, that's incredible.
Thank you for checking out the latest edition of the Ave Podcast. Special shout out goes out to O'Neil Kamaka and Randall for hopping on this episode, man, and talking about all things NBA playoffs, including the Spurs and Thunder series and the Knicks making it to the first NBA Finals since 1999. Thank you as always for tuning in. This is we actually recorded this last night, so this is no edits, no nothing, just our thoughts and just putting it out for your ears to listen to. We have a Daredevil, if you're into that show especially, we have a Daredevil season 2 review that's going to come out. I'm actually going to push that back to Monday. So that one will be out on Monday. We're going to be doing the NBA Finals post-game thoughts and wrap-ups starting, I guess, starting Thursday, starting June the 5th. So we'll have those episodes out starting next week. We're going to track as much NBA Finals games as we can. That's regardless of what the matchup is going to be. That should be a pretty long series. I'm expecting at least 6 games either way. So look forward to doing all of that. And like I said, we got a slew of things coming in the summertime and this month as well, including new episodes of The Stoop. So look out for all of it here. Make sure you go and check out the catalog over at SouthShoreAv.com. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons wherever you're listening to, especially on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Alexa, wherever you get your pods. Make sure you log in. If you want to watch this, make sure you watch this on the South Shore Ave YouTube channel. So I appreciate everybody for checking that out. And wherever you are, please 5 stars. If you can give it 10, give it 10. But if you can't, do the minimum and give it 5. All right. I appreciate you in advance for doing it. Please do that. Thank you very much. Once again, please do that. I'm going to say it one more time for the emphasis. Please do that. 5 stars, please. I deserve it. Damn it. You know it. I know it. And like I said, as always, check out the catalog. Once again, I'm going to repeat it again over at SouthShoreAv.com. And we will be back in a few. All right. Appreciate you tuning in as always. For O'Neil Kamaka and Randall Walter, this is Cal C. And you just tuned into the latest episode right here on South Shore Ave Radio. All right, until the next one, we out of here. Peace out.